And to me, serverless is just the natural kind of evolution of those components. So, with PaaS, there was still some management that needed to be done. I'm not managing servers, I'm not managing OSs, but I did need to give some thought to, well, how many app service components am I going to need? When should I scale one out? What size component do I need for, Redis or things like that? With serverless, the compute side of it is kind of figured out for you. It scales up and down as required. If no one's using the system, it's idle. If thousands or tens of thousands of users start using the system, it has a really smart algorithm for detecting that, look, we got to scale out. Our queues are starting to fill up. The average response time is starting to grow. So it's spinning up new instances of my compute resources on demand, and I don't really need to think about that anymore. The next thing that serverless introduced is consumption-based pricing. Why do I have to pay for that virtual machine or that app service if no one's using it, right? So one of the things about PaaS that came about was they love it for dev test, but my developers all go home at 5 p.m. every day. Is there a way that we can script out, shutting all of those components down so that we're not billed overnight for dev test environments? Well, if you're building on serverless, you don't really need to worry about that because you're only being charged when users are actually using the infrastructure, right? So that's a really nice thing about it as well. And then finally, the deployment model around serverless, again, that's just a nice natural evolution from PaaS. So I can define my function app in the cloud. I can deploy changes to it. I can, deploy changes to individual functions instead of the entire app. So it makes it very simple to experiment and just move quickly. The final thing that I like to point out about serverless is the baked-in metrics, right? So it's kind of there from the get-go. As soon as that compute is triggered, it should be giving us some kind of metric that operation has started, makes it easy to add your own logging and tracing, and all of that can be captured using the different monitoring tools that are available.